Truman offense got going late in the first quarter. That then carried over into quarter number 2, where Truman would score on their first 3 possessions of that quarter. Part of the story would be defense. A couple of short fields in which Truman would capitalize on. This the first of 2 Colin Sutton touchdown runs. He had 4 in the season coming in. This one from 69 yards out. That sets a new America's Crossroads Bowl record. The starter in Nolan Hare comes back in, throws his touchdown toss. That is good, 21-7. And frankly, looked like Truman was rolling until that moment, which is a little more than a minute to go in the quarter. Sack, fumble, recovery, Zion Farmer, touchdown. We're now at 21-14. So, Joe, your thoughts on what you saw from these two teams in half number 1?
Well, what I see is that in the game of football, there's a lot of different ways that you can win it, and we're seeing most of them here today, whether it be the kicking game or defensive force in a turnover or the whole field position battle. There's a lot of ways to do it, and most times it's not on a script that you've practiced. You just got to be able to make adjustments, take advantage of the advantages you have at the situation, and let your kids go.
These teams have now really played 7 quarters against each other because the first game went overtime when Truman won that one 18-17. Now you've played 2 quarters here. So I guess just your thoughts on the amount of information these coaches have to give their players going to their final halves of the season.
You know, both teams have their own distinct personalities, and you can tell what they want to do and what they like to do. But what we're seeing here is both sidelines, both coaches adjusting to what's out in front of them today. And regardless of what they know about each other, they know more about their own team and how they can take advantage of what's happening.
The last time these two teams got together, Tiffin outgained Truman 399-221. It's not that dramatic the other direction, but it is tilted in favor of Truman. Truman 159 yards of offense, Tiffin just 104. Passing the ball in these conditions, the cold and the wind has been difficult. Tiffin 60 yards passing, Drew Zabi 6 of 10 with 2 interceptions. Nolan Hare 3 of 11, a touchdown. Colin Sutton 2 of 2 for 12, 66 yards total. Penalties plagued Tiffin last time these two teams played. Not as much today. Both teams just 2 for 10 in terms of penalties. 4 first downs for Tiffin, 7 for Truman in this game. Neither team's been great on third down. Tiffin 2 of 7, Truman 3 of 7. Yards per play, Dragons 3.9, Bulldogs 4.5. Again, it is a 1-score game, and that is with a +3 in giveaway takeaway for Truman. To me, if you're Coach Reiser, I think that's what I'm selling. I guess it's +2 with the fumble return touchdown. 4 total turnovers in this game. I think that's what I'm looking at if I'm Tiffin. Hey, we're -2 in giveaway takeaway. We're only down by a touchdown.
It's exactly right, and it's back to what I alluded to earlier. There's a lot of different ways to win, and not everything goes according to plan, but you take advantage of what's in front of you, and you make things happen. And when your young men on the field are playing with great enthusiasm, anything can happen.
So often, when you're having a good season like these two teams had, and you get to the last week of the regular season, you're thinking, hey, if we win, we're a playoff team. Anything can happen. Even though you get this extra game, for these seniors, the finality is setting in. Maybe with an exception or 2. This is the last time you're putting on the helmet and pads. There are very few pickup football leagues you can go join after your college days. What's going through the minds of these seniors going into the final 30 minutes of likely their football careers?
Well, what I think is happening is that they went through this at the end of their regular season, and they got a reprieve, they got a redo. And right now they're thinking, I remember how I felt back in the mid part of November. Now I'm getting a chance to do it again. I'm going to lay it on the line and make sure there's no regrets.
What changes, if any, do you see from either team offensively in the second half?
Well, I think they're going to stay on the attack, and depending on the wind conditions and the field position, you want to do what you came in to do. You'd like to be able to execute. They both want to run the football. They want their formations. They want to play action pass, but you've got to be able to adjust. And as I said once or twice before, take advantage of the advantages of what you have at the moment. It's like Al Davis said, just win, baby.
We talked about this going into halftime, exactly which team is going to take the wind at their back for half number 2. Truman will have the football, and Tiffin will have the choice as to what end they are kicking towards. If I'm reading the warm-ups right, looks like Tiffin's going to have the wind at their back to start the third quarter. They can see the famous, and for those of you that are outside of this area that are watching this game, this is the relatively new stadium. I want to say about a decade old at this point, maybe even newer than that here at Hobart. The old place was the Bricky Bowl, was kind of more in town, not here at the school facility. But if you go from, say, the late 70s to the mid-90s, Hobart was one of these schools that you simply associated with high school football and basically averaged going to a state championship every other year when Don Howell was the head coach of this program. Greg Osika, the current head coach, led Hobart to the 4A championship game 2 years ago. They were dispatched by the Roncalli Royals. So back deep to return for Truman will be DJ Flint.
Well, the fact that they put on a game like this and support a game and applaud a game and get these young people from both sides into the community tells you all you need to know about their commitment, loyalty, dedication to the great game of football. And it's a pleasure. I think it's an awesome opportunity for these young men, something they will never, ever forget. And they've got 30 minutes here to take advantage of it and build some memories.
I want to thank Kevin White of Truman State and Shane O'Donnell of Tiffin, their respective SIDs, athletics communication representatives. Those two schools providing us tremendous notes to make this broadcast what it has been so far today. And this kick will turn out of bounds, which means once again outstanding field position will be had here by Truman. Kickoff time temperature was 32 degrees. Wind chill at the start, 23 degrees.
Well, I think it's a lot warmer now, don't you?
You're right. It's 33 is the current temperature.
Zoomed.
So it is, and the wind chill's up to 25. So yes, you're right. Getting better by the minute.
Well, we're nice and cozy where we are.
I wasn't going to say that because the camera guys are swearing at us right now. So 1st and 10 Bulldogs at their own 35-yard line. I want to thank Mike Black, the athletic director, his tremendous staff here at Hobart. Thanks to Greg from the Tech and Communications office for his invaluable help before today's game as well. It's Hare, handoff, and that is the fullback. That is Denham Cook. We saw him get a carry earlier in the contest around the goal line, couldn't get it in. Denham, young man from Decatur, Illinois. Gain of 1 on the play, and now Griffith will come back in.
Well, they came out with an unbalanced formation. Everybody stacked to the wide side of the field and thought they were just going to come up the football and establish their mentality to begin with, but you got to block on the backside. Tiffin just runs so well, and they caught it from behind.
Cook with 362 yards rushing on the season coming into today's game. And the Bulldogs go 4 wide. And hand off to Griffith, and Griffith, Sir Zion Dance. The senior from Ben Davis High School in Indianapolis makes the tackle after a gain of 3. 3rd down and 6.
What a good-looking football player. He runs well. He can move sideline to sideline, and he's so physical for his size and athletic ability. That was a beautiful form tackle right there, just the way you want to teach it.
He was part of a Ben Davis team that produced multiple Division I players his senior year. Maybe the most notable was a kid who was a class up 1 behind him in DeJuan Jones, now a starting offensive lineman at Ohio State. 3rd down and 6. Hare looks, trying to buy time, nowhere to go. Gets swallowed up. That is the 4th sack for Tiffin today, and Hare is dropped for a loss of 7 on the play.
Great call, the crossing routes underneath, and he so bad wanted to fit it to one of those crossers. Wise decision not throwing it. Tiffin was all over it. They had man-to-man called, covered it very well. Now they're going to get their opportunity with a set of downs.
So Truman will punt into this win. This is Cornish. Low back deep to return. Stands at the 31-yard line. With a low snap, Cornish, good kick. Wind just again acts as a wall, just knocks it straight down. And the the blocking back in Johnson just wisely sprinted to the sidelines. Ball kept on, just get out of the way. Out to the sidelines, and this drive for the Dragons will start at their own 29-yard line.
It's a very effective punt under these circumstances. They shifted the field very, very well. And Tiffin's now going to have to go the full 71 yards.
Only offensive points came on the first full drive of the game for the Dragons. Plenty of time in the play clock for Zabi to get a read and then look to his left. Four-man rush. Zabi throwing the deep ball, has a man, but couldn't stay in bounds. And in fact, even if he had caught it, Lowe had already run out of bounds, hence why the official's hat came off. It would have been a penalty if he had caught it in play. It's second down.
Well, that gives you a good indication of how they're going to attack this quarter with the wind at their back, put it up in the air and try to make things happen. You got to loosen them up because they are very tight to the line of scrimmage to stop the run game.
Put it in perspective, 60 yards passing for Zabi, 62 to Stoltz. He has been the one downfield threat so far for Tiffin. On the handoff, Penix, and nowhere to go. Just nothing opened up. Penix 5 carries for 6 yards in the first half. He might get a yard on that one. Third down and 9.
Well, they had some success in the first quarter running that stretch play into the boundary. Nothing doing in this half. They certainly made adjustments at halftime. Everybody was there. Great defensive pursuit.
Line to gain is the 39. Low the man motion across the formation. Delayed blitz. Tiffin picks it up. Zabi just can't find anybody open. Sacked. DeVecchi in on the play. Second time we have called his name today. Welta will get credit for that one too. Freshman from Bloomington, Illinois. So both teams a sack on defense on their opening drive of the quarter.
Just the right call at the right time. Brought the pressure right in the face of the young quarterback, and tight man coverage, nothing there.
Punt block on. No contact there. And because of that block, that kick just went straight up. It goes out of bounds at the 49-yard line. That is only a 25-yard kick. For Truman State, Ryan Olivas was the player that came closest to getting his hands on that one.
From there, first down.
And the punter, by the way, in Martin, was not touched. A bit of embellishment at the end of that play, trying to draw the flag.
Why not? This is what happens. This change in field position will directly reflect the change in momentum.
Hare and Griffith in the backfield. Griffith 33 yards rushing so far today. Gets the handoff. Hare going to pick up some more. That should be a first down. Great blocking down the field. He's going to go. No flags. Touchdown Griffith. 51 yards out.
And you said it. What blocking out on the perimeter. They had 3 great blocks that just set it up perfectly, got into the open, and turned on the Jets.
Again, when these two teams played in September, Truman had 65 yards rushing in total. They've had individual runs of 51 and 69 today. And Truman is once again 2 scores in front. For Griffith, his 10th rushing touchdown of the season. Ross is on for the extra point. This is heading into your living room. And the kick is good. 28-14, Truman leads it 4 minutes into the second half. Back in 30 seconds after this message for the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. So Truman, they've made big plays in the ground game today. 2 rushing touchdowns with the backup QB in Colin Sutton. That one for Shamar Griffith, again, a young man from Hannibal, Missouri. Played at Missouri Western, transferred. And in talking with Greg Nesbitt, when Cody Schrader left to go to Missouri after last year, they kind of had some younger backs behind Schrader, but kind of felt they needed like that, kind of that bridge guy, and that's exactly what Griffith has done. Griffith now 84 yards rushing, which puts him approximately 35 away from getting to 1,000 on the season. Another short kick. And this time, Truman able to slow it down at about the 35-yard line. Well, we referenced the blocking of the wide receivers. Coach, break it down for me.
Well, he had the speed to get to that corner. Now watch these 3 guys. It is so difficult to sustain a block like that, but that's all he needed. The pursuit from behind was not going to catch him. Beautiful job out in the perimeter. That's a work of art.
So much as they were for a good chunk of the second quarter, Tiffin find themselves trailing by 2 scores. On the handoff, it's Penix. And Penix dives forward and picks up 5. And frankly, it's not, there's still so much time left in this game. It's not like you have to kind of change the tempo or what you want to do. You have to be more effective with it if you're Tiffin.
Exactly. Take advantage of what's going on now. But that's a beautiful first down play. There's nothing at all wrong with that and trying to get back in pace with Truman.
Tiffin being held at 2.2 yards a carry at this point of the game. Zombie slings it. Catch made, tackle made immediately. It's a game, but a minimal one at that. And a name we have called a lot today is Brock Jones on the tackle.
The ball seemed to hang up there forever, and the defense had plenty of time to react, recover, and get there.
That is given as a gain of 3 on the forward progress, which sets up 3rd down and 3. Fans making some noise to stay warm. And overthrew that one. Just air-mailed that toss. Darius McClain was the intended target. Truman now will bring the punt team on.
Wow, you don't want to give it right back to him. That was a perfect call against the 3-deep coverage, but as you can see, he's a little bit rusty with his fundamentals. That shoulder was up in the air and the ball sailed on him. Unfortunate that they have to give it back up for the Dragons.
So I'll be now 7 of 13. Again, neither team is setting the world on fire passing the football today. There's been 1 passing touchdown from Nolan Hare. And again, that thud of that ball on a cold day. Making the grab was Ben Thomas, and you know, you would say ice the foot. I think that foot's pretty well iced at this point.
No kidding. You can feel that smack. You know there's some pain there.
For those of you that had any disdain for kickers, the kickers are earning their scholarship money today in these cold conditions. Although, again, I can't tell you what the weather conditions were like between Tiffin and Findlay in the season finale. I know exactly what it was like for Key Stadium for Truman. They played in the snow at Key Stadium on November the 12th. We had about 3 or 4 inches of snow in central Indiana on that Saturday afternoon, which is enough to cause those of us in central Indiana in November to go into full-on panic mode when that happened. So 1st and 10. It's Griffith, and Griffith is trying to pick his spots. And obviously you want more points, but really if you can keep the clock moving and avoid a turnover, that might be enough for Truman offensively at this juncture.
That makes perfect sense. And back to your comment a minute ago, you almost have to play 1 game in the snow, though, don't you?
You and I share a very vivid memory of a snow game in UIndy history. Finale of 1995 against the now closed St. Joseph's College.
The Pumas.
A game that was converted into a 10-minute running clock in each quarter because of a snowstorm that developed Sutton on the counter. That should have been no gain or a loss. It ends up being about a gain of 1 because a Tiffin defender absolutely had him dead to rights behind the play and just couldn't bring him down.
He took that hit head on. You heard the smack all around the county, and he was still able to spin and get out of it and make a play out of it. It's been very impressive today.
Sutton now 8 carries for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Not bad, not bad.
And he's lost enough yardage. That his gain was of 69. So his other 7 carries have gone for a combined 0 between sacks and quarterback counters. 2 touchdown carries and of course the 1 big one. Here comes the blitz. Great call against it. Griffith out of the backfield. Great open field tackle. When that ball was thrown, it looked like that could have been a big gainer. And Patrick Tuame limits the damage to a 2-yard pickup.
I'm telling you, he has played a football game. If there's going to be a defensive player, he has got to be considered. He's been everywhere, playing the ball in the air, playing the run, and he's such a good, sure, safe tackler.
So 4th and 5, and this is how you wanted to end it if you were Tiffin. You get the football back down by 2 scores. And then Cornish kicking into the breeze. Wind will knock it down. Returnable. Low. Bounces off a tackler. Down the sideline. Cuts it back in. Punter makes the tackle. Cornish brings down at the 40-yard line. And now for Tiffin, you have to score on this drive.
You better believe it. That's an offensive coordinator, head coach, whoever's calling the offense. You better have your best stuff ready right now because here's where the momentum is for you to grasp. Great job on the return. Got good field position. Now you got to make it happen offensively.
They place the ball at the 40-yard line.
This Tiffin program, they've had their NFL alumni in the past. Wide receiver Nate Washington, running back Chris Ivory, former Dragons in the NFL. They think there's a couple of kids in their roster now that's going to get some looks, including one from this area, Charlie Cleveland from East Chicago. He's not playing in the bowl game for that reason today. And prepare for the upcoming NFL draft. Fake the handoff. Zabi throws it, has a man open, catch is made, goes to the ground after he got him. That's Anthony Lowe. And that's good enough for a gain of 20, if not 21, and a much-needed Tiffin first down.
Nice job to attack the weakness of that coverage. Ran off the corner, brought a deep out, and hit it perfectly. And now we're doing something about taking advantage of some momentum here. I got a trivia question for you.
Fire away.
Small town, Tiffin, Ohio. Small town, 2 colleges. What's the second college in Tiffin, Ohio?
I got to think about this. Another quarterback in here for Tiffin. Well, that's Will Thomas. His first snap of the game. He'll pick up 5.
Nice, powerful, physical run on a first down.
44, Ulysses Ross.
2nd down and 5. Hit me with it. What's the other college I'm missing?
Heidelberg College.
Division III, correct?
Tiffin, Ohio. I couldn't believe it when I saw 2 schools, 2 football playing schools in a little bitty town. That shows you a little bit about the state of Ohio.
And football's kind of a big deal in northern Ohio.
Kind of important.
2nd and 5. Handoff. Not much there. It's Devin Nelson. And Nelson gets a yard at most. And then a 3. If you don't convert here, a 3 could help you at some point, but just from a psyche standpoint, it feels like it has to be 7 for the Dragons.
Once again, this is your best stuff on offense. Knowing what they're giving you. Once you get close to that goal line, they tighten up and play tighter man. Have your best stuff. Crossing route.
Zabi takes the snap. Pump and go. Looking for the end zone. What a grab. Did he stay in?
Hands up.
Waiting for a signal. They're still talking about it. If he made the catch, I think it's a touchdown. Conversation continuing on that far sideline.
Hands
Got it.
are up.
Touchdown.
Nice job on the call. The double move, the stop and go. Lay it up there to a big man to go up and get it.
That was Stoltz, and we'll take a look. He got it. Absolutely, he got it. Great call and great job by our end zone camera. 115 yards away to grab that.
Don't you love it when they take their time and get the call right rather than impulse? Beautiful.
And again, we have the luxury of that replay. Officials do not. So it's back to a one-score game. Give Zabi his first passing touchdown of the game, and extra point try is up and good. 28-21, 5:08 to play in the third quarter. Tiffin right back in it. We pause for 30 seconds in this message from the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Back in Hobart, Greg Rakestraw, Joe Polizzi with you on the ISC Sports Network, our third year of producing the America's Crossroads Bowl, presented by the South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority. Truman has won these two games that we have played in 2019 and 2021, both by a pair of scores. Beat Ohio Dominican year number 1, 21-7, 2019. Last year dispatched of Hillsdale with ease. Longer kick.
Big fan of this whole concept.
And here's an opportunity down the sideline, and now stepping out of bounds. And I think I think the returner pulled a hammy.
Yeah.
He had to pull the parachute about midway through. On the return.
Yeah, he pulled up, and it's a good thing for the return team, or the kickoff team for Tiffin.
Bulldogs.
I've got that listed as DJ Flint, and DJ just goes, nope. Can't do anything with that.
Oof, these cold days. That's a surefire way to pull up lame.
So ball at the 43-yard line, and we had a ball from the sidelines that got loose.
That's just what we said now with the Tiffin offense. Tiffin defense better come up with their best stuff right now.
Quarterback will keep. Hare tackled as he goes outside. It's one, and it's second down.
Tackle made by number 19.
Truman won this game last year by Hillsdale, 34-17. In other words, this is shaping up to be the most competitive of these three games that we have seen.
How about 19 storming up and making that play again? He is an impressive defensive back, can play the run and the pass. I'm liking this guy.
Second down and 9. Clock restarts after Hare went out of bounds. Griffith trying to bring it left side, and ball's out. Ball is loose. Tiffin's got it again. Second fumble recovered. That's Connell that makes the play. Sir Zion Nance falls on it, and now Tiffin can tie if they reach the end zone on this drive.
All momentum in the world. Watch the right defensive tackle here as he just completely disrupts this play right there, makes it bend back and causes the fumble. What a beautiful defensive play. 35.
Well, what you're also getting now is the turnovers are starting to balance out. After the first 3 turnovers of this game belong to Tiffin. Now a pair of fumbles in the second and third quarters have both been recovered by the Dragons. They'll empty the backfield. And here comes pressure. Zabi avoids it. slings it and finds his man. Low just behind the defensive back and Zach Jacobson. First down, Tiffin.
Beautiful job of poise in the line of fire. He is really coming on as a quarterback here, isn't he? Growing up as it goes. It doesn't have to be just as you draw it on the board, but let's make some plays.
That was Ulysses Ross that was the oncoming linebacker. Fake the draw, sling it to the sidelines, incomplete pass. Off the turf. Josh Lewis, the intended target.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Lewis, 24 catches on the season coming in.
Pretty close, great effort to try to scoop that ball up. Truman on their heels, let's see what they come up with defensively.
On the handoff, Nelson. Nelson just follows that mammoth offensive line. And when I talked to Coach Rice earlier this week, Joe, I said, all right, is this now just more of what we're seeing in Division II, more size, or is this group even big for you? He goes, I get swallowed up walking around our offensive line. This is a big group that Tiffin has put together.
They are enormous, and that was a little old school football, fullback, tailback, isolation, and I just personally love seeing that back in action.
3rd and 3. Again, it's Nelson, and Nelson going to be stopped about a yard short. You going for the 3 here, Coach? You going for the first down?
I like the momentum of my line right now. I'm going to take a shot at pounding them.
Jacobson on the tackle.
That does bring up 4th down.
And it will be the jumbo formation coming on here for Tiffin. Tiffin was 0 for 1. They went for it on 4th down in the 2nd quarter and did not get it. They've got plenty of time on the play clock here. Don't need to be in a hurry. We'll take a snare or take a pause and look towards the sideline. Penix, the tailback. They'll look to throw it. Zabi slings it, catch made, first down. Well, they tried to run it with double tight ends. That didn't work. They throw it this time and pick it up. Gain of 4, first down. Tiffin as Low the catch.
Very good, and you can see the confidence that's growing in between the staff offensively and the quarterback. Taking some chances, throwing the flat route, complete for the first down.
Zabi now 11 of 18 for 127 yards. Coming in on the season. 300 yards passing, 20 completions. Hand off to Penix, and Penix
on the carry.
Give him a gain of 4 on the play. Approaching a minute to play in the 3rd quarter.
51, Robert Greco.
Tiffin looking for the tying score.
2nd and 8.
Well, as is the case in most of these games, especially in December, the offense and defensive lines are just banging on each other, and this is where the game is going to be won from here on in.
For the pump, the screen, and knocked it down. That athletic big fella talked about a couple of times in Ben Miller.
Heck yeah.
Great play design. He was open too, but Miller got in the way.
Big play. He'll never forget that one. Batted it down. Big screen play that was destined for hurt.
And again, potentially a field goal here if you don't convert on 3rd down and 7. Linebacker hints at the blitz for Truman. They bring it. Zabi gets away from it, fires, catch made right at the first down marker. Oh, it's going to be awfully close.
It's number 88.
The catch made by Darius McClain. Just his 3rd catch of the season. They are going to mark it shy of the first down marker. 4th and inches, and now you'll see the jumbo formation here for Tiffin. They've already converted 1 4th down on the drive. They'll try for a 2nd. They'll run it. I don't think they're going to get it. It's going to be awfully close, but where he spun down, I think he's short.
I agree with you.
They'll bring the chains, I'm sure, to double check. But Penix, they won't even bring the chains out. No need to measure. The Truman defense gets the stand.
That's a shame after that incredible effort on the third down by the QB that they get stopped there. I am interested in their selection of formation and why they wouldn't want to go fullback, tailback, and power it in there. That's been good for them. But they got field position. Make a play.
Truman maintains his 7-point lead. Griffith on the handoff, and Griffith eventually, perhaps, will be stopped. Forward progress at the 9-yard line, and that is it, because now Truman can go to the other end and run every remaining play in this game with the wind at their back. They will do so to the fourth quarter with a 7-point lead, trying to claim their third America's Crossroads Bowl championship. Our score, Truman 28, Tiffin 21. And you're watching this Crossroads Bowl right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Any season is worth the trip to the South Shore of Lake Michigan. Discover the snowy landscapes of the Indiana Dunes, enjoy an afternoon of ice skating in a quaint downtown, followed by an epic holiday lights display like the Forest of Lights at Fair Oaks Farms. Try your luck at one of our casinos or sip on a seasonal drink at a local brewery, winery, or distillery. Just a short drive from Chicago, the South Shore offers fun for all ages. Plan your winter getaway at alongthesouthshore.com.
(28-21) going to the final quarter of the football season for each of these two teams. Greg Rakestraw, Joe Polizzi. Joe, what's going to be the difference maker here in quarter number 4?
Well, I think now that they were just praying that they weren't going to turn the football over in poor field position against the wind. Now Truman can open things up, get back to their normal attack, and kind of play freelance. This is why they took the win when they did, and we'll see how they take advantage of it. But I would say right now they get back to their regular offense. They don't have to hold on and play defensively, and I'm going to expect to see them attack a little bit and try to create some distance between these two teams right now.
These two offenses, again, have not generated a lot. 195 yards for Tiffin, 210 yards for Truman. Time of possession virtually equal, but the score in favor of the Bulldogs by 7, and they have the football. Second down. Again, Sutton back in the game. He'll try to bounce it outside. Tuame got to him quickly. And Sutton limited to a 1-yard gain, maybe 2, and it's third down.
Good concept, trying to get outside with the run game. You're still in a predicament where you don't really want to put it up, but you want to be able to open it up and make the defense run sideline to sideline. Pretty good pursuit on the defensive side of things.
Clock rolls with 14 and a half minutes left to go. Need to get this football to just shy of the 17-yard line. Denham Cook with a setback. Hare throws it, catch made, ball is separated. That's a live football. It's still being fought for. Tiffin had it. Now it's a full-on scrum, and if Truman recovers that, I think this is Truman's ball on a first down. So it's deemed to be a catch by Hall and a fumble. And then it was fumbled at the goal line, and who's on it? Truman's got it, first down. So that is a double switch of possession. Let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, yep, right call. That's a fumble. Now, Truman trying to scoop and score for a second time today. Sir Zion Dance has it. Ball is knocked away. That's Denham Cook that knocks it away. And I think it's Nolan Hare, the quarterback, that recovers it.
He had it at one point. But that, just everything you could see in a football game we're seeing today. Initially, I thought that was going to be an incomplete pass, but you got it just right.
So first down, Truman. That is a turnover against both teams. There have now been 7 total turnovers in this game. Maybe when there's a turnover in the opening kickoff, we should have seen this coming.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those days. It's cold. That ball is hard. You're a little bit, your fingers are a little bit frozen, and there's a lot of smacking going on. You got to be awfully careful right here not to turn this into disaster.
So officials talking things over with both teams to explain the calls. A great job by our camera crew to show you all the angles. I think our officiating crew absolutely got it right. It was 3 steps, then the fumble on the pop delivered on Hall. And then as Sir Zion Dance had taken 3 steps, he lost the ball. So it's back to Hare and Griffith in the backfield. Or excuse me, that's Denham, Cook, and he's at the 5-yard line. Is Denham Cook. And he'll pick up 3 yards. And Tuame was doing his best to rip that thing out like he was starting his lawnmower at the end of that play.
Don't you love it, though, the intensity on both sides now. Truman knows they've got to bang it out for a first down. Tiffin knows we cannot let them out of this hole. This is just a battle of wills, and perfect for a bowl game.
Again, Denham Cook, and Cook dives forward. A couple of yards shy of the first down.
Cook on the carry.
Will pick up 5 yards. And I would say if you're Truman State, you can expect to run the exact same play again.
Yes, sir.
Give it to your biggest back. Cook 5'8" and 228.
10-yard line.
St. Teresa High School in Decatur, Illinois.
Knowing the importance, you can expect that the defense is going to bring the house. And they do.
Again, it's Cook. And Cook able to keep the legs churning. And that second effort might just be enough. They're going to move the chains. First down. Put his hand down to spring forward. Coach, take a look.
I am. Look at those feet churn. That is a tremendous effort.
And given how Truman runs their offense, every first down is based on their 2 minutes off the clock. Now, Tiffin's got all 3 timeouts. But putting that hand down by Cook kept that drive alive.
What a great individual effort. Good call on defense. I mean, you attacked it, you penetrated just like you need to, but he had a superhuman effort.
This is Griffith. Griffith had a seam for a moment. I got closed down quickly. Sir Zion Dance on the tackle.
He's gonna earn that post-game meal. He's been working his tail off sideline to sideline today.
Sir Zion Dance, 11 tackles to lead Tiffin. Ulysses Ross with 8 to pace Truman. Thanks to Aaron Levitt from Valparaiso University, operating as our Director of Stats, leading our stat crew for today's contest. Second down. Play clock at 5 as his ball is snapped. Ball was kind of snapped wide of Hare. He pulled it back in. Griffith limited to a yard on the play. Third down, and we have an injured player, as that is a backup tight end in Tanner Lane that is hurt at the end of this play.
It's a gain of 3.
Training staff over to check on him immediately on the sidelines for Truman.
Once again, that was pretty well defended. They made that ball bounce just where it needed to. Beautiful effort on the inside, catching that play from behind and keeping it in a third and difficult 4.
161 yards rushing so far for Truman. Hare will look to throw. Trying to buy time, looking, scrambling. Hare's got it, first down. And he had 2 rushing touchdowns the last time Truman played 3 weeks ago against UIndy. And he picks up a big first down. That's 2 third-down conversions on this drive.
Look at the effort here and the courage. Just made the play out of nothing. A couple times he just knew he was going to throw it, pull the trigger. It's a good thing he didn't.
I guarantee you Greg Nesbitt is thinking, how can we keep this football for the rest of the game?
Yes.
The way his offense operates, that's not out of the realm of possibility at their own 25-yard line.
You got to be safe, but you got to be aggressive at the same time. It's not easy to do.
Sutton on the draw, and Tiffin's got that play a little more better dissected than they had earlier in the contest. Zeke Brown in on the tackle, sophomore from Waverly, Ohio. Zeke, the backup linebacker to Sir Zion Dance, 24 tackles on the year.
Some fresh legs, aggressive mentality. That was a great play.
Truman trying to drain the sands of the hourglass here as we're down to 9.5 minutes left to go in this Crossroads Bowl. And Griffith approaching 100 yards rushing. He's got 16 carries for 90 yards for Truman. Six-man front shown by Tiffin. Griffith runs through it, but what a play by Truman.
Truman saved the day. That was an alley to the end zone.
Yep.
Beautiful job support from the safety.
We gave you the stats on Sir Zion Dance. Tuame is right behind him. 9 tackles for Tuame, 7 solo tackles for the native of the north side of Cincinnati. It's third down.
It's rare to have a safety in on so many plays, but he's been doing that all year as you look at the stats.
But frankly, too, when you're playing such a run-dominant team, you know you can kind of sneak up a little bit there.
Yeah, but not many of them have the courage to make those plays.
3rd and 8.
Bringing the house.
Blitz coming. Hare finds his man, first down again. Third down conversion of the drive. That's Tate Crane on the grab.
Excellent poise. Hung in the pocket. The heat was coming. Beautiful read. Nice job by the wideout, fitting himself just exactly in the middle of that Bermuda Triangle, making the play.
Crane with a touchdown catch earlier.
Well, they're winning the field position battle right here. They are, and that's showing nothing but courage. What a well-coached, well-disciplined team to do what they've done.
Truman was 3 of 10 on 3rd down entering this drive. They've converted their last 3. And we are down to 7.5 minutes. Hare, the RPO. Catch is made by the tight end with room to rumble down the sidelines. Knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line. First grab for Chris Kerr. Kerr, a sophomore from O'Fallon, Missouri. His 24th catch of the season, his first today.
And rumble, he did. What a beautiful job on the perimeter. Watch 88 out here, holding on to a block that just made this play go. Caught him by surprise. Nice play, good play action. Snuck him out in the flat and got some good perimeter blocking to make a play out of it. They took what was pretty much catastrophic field position and turned it into a beautiful drive.
Started this drive at their own 2-yard line. Griffith. Sutton was in that time, but just the handoff to Griffith, and Griffith back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Pretty much where you want to be now. Use all the clock, keep running it, put the pressure on, but you got to get some points out of this. But they're in not the hurry, not in the mentality they were a few minutes ago. Nice execution by the Truman offense.
Already, this drive for Truman has taken over 7 minutes off the clock. They got the ball back with 14:01 left to go.
I would tell the defensive coordinator, keep up the heat. Don't settle back.
Sutton on the counter, and Sutton will pick up 3 or 4 and then pick up 3 or 4 more after I started counting. Second effort, dives forward to the 12-yard line. And again, a touchdown's great for Truman, a field goal you'll be fine with here, and they are in field goal range.
Exactly. And take your time doing it. Give those big fellas up front a chance to catch their breath and come off that football one more time.
And that does bring up third down.
And now you're seeing Truman take their snaps with like a second on the play clock. That's exactly what they did last time out. And Sutton will stay in for this play. He has thrown it just twice in today's game. Again, quarterback draw. Tiffin had it scouted out. Loss on the play. Back to the 16-yard line, and you would think it would be time for Grant Ross to make his way to the field. That's exactly the case. And Truman does not have to snap this. There was about 4.5 minutes left to go in the game.
Well, that was a gamble. They gave up a few zones knowing that if they want to throw the ball, they can have us. But they put the pressure on. Sir Zion made that tackle, and that was a big stop.
So Ross is 9 of 11 on field goal tries this year. Wind is at his back. His long is 45. This is from 33. Cornish is the holder. Snap a little high. Kick may have been
it was touched.
Blocked, and it is no good. It is still a one-score game. That was still a successful drive for Truman. They flipped the field. They took nearly 10 minutes off the clock. But Tiffin gets it back at the 20-yard line with a chance to score or take the lead with 4:26 remaining.
Yeah, you're right. That is definitely a meaningful drive, and they played great and showed great courage, but they needed that. They needed some points just for the mentality of it all. Now they got to suck it up on defense. Great effort in the late downs by Tiffin.
Split back set. 5 at the line of scrimmage for Truman. Zabi slings it. Nelson makes the catch. And Nelson will pick up 6 yards. And great throw by Zabi, knowing that he was going to take a pretty good lick in that time in the backfield.
No kidding.
Got rid of the ball.
Hasn't he been impressive this second half? It's like a different guy from what we saw in the first half.
He rallied after those back-to-back interceptions.
Yeah, and he is fun to watch right now.
Transfer from Western Kentucky. Hand off Nelson, going to be about a yard shy of the first down marker. And you're not in full hurry-up mode, but you're not exactly taking your time getting lined up here for Tiffin right now either. You would think the entirety of the field is 4-down territory here.
All right, we took out our quarterback now.
So there's Thomas that is in. Thomas 6'2" and 210. Again, the primary starter, Christian Carter, not playing today. Carter's had a couple of snaps. He's run the football. He'll do it here. He'll have the first down. That was a wide berth that was created by the left side of the offensive line.
Yes, it was.
Running back kept shooting through there, trying to find somebody to block, and found nobody to hit.
And a good piece of coaching. You put a big fella in there to assure that you're going to get it and move those chains and bring back your other guy.
Thomas picks up 7 yards. Zabi back in there looking for the deep ball. He'll settle for the ball in the flat. Was the catch made? No. Hopped it. And we have a Tiffin player down in the middle of the field. One of the wide receivers that ran the deep pattern. That is low. But now is up and making his way back to the sideline. Trainer out to check on him, but the delay should be minimal. He's got to come out for a play because the trainer came onto the field. So he'll do just that, low with 4 catches for 50 yards in today's game. So the incompletion stops the clock with 2:54 remaining. Blitz coming. Zabi avoids it. Screen and Greco. Great job by Brock Jones to blow up the timing. Greco cleans it up. Gain of 2, third down.
He got ahead of his blockers there. That would have been a little bit slower. He may have had a play there. Good job by the defense forcing it.
So 3rd and 8. Zabi over the middle. Catch made. That's going to be shy of the first down. McLean on the play. 4th and 2, and again, you're going for it here as you approach 2 minutes left to go in the game. Fans on both sides making some noise. Three-man rush. Zabi has a man. There's the catch, first down. Got knocked backwards, but had forward progress. That'll move the chains and stop the clock with 1:56 left to go. Lewis on the catch, gain of 4, first down. Clock now rolls as the chains are set.
Here's what I saw. He had somebody open on the front side, but didn't want to throw across his body. Went back to the backside to his strength, made the play.
Here comes the blitz. Good quick out. McLean is tackled in play. Clock is rolling. Again, Tiffin has all 3 timeouts left. Not taking any of them just yet. 2nd and short.
The play brings up 2nd and 1.
Five-man rush for Truman. Zabi throws a deep ball down the field and overthrows everybody. And there was some contact there. It was kind of around the legs. And the receiver kind of stopped his route, too. That may have also been a case for Lewis, because if you're looking back that direction, you are seeing the setting sun to the southwest.
Exactly. And
at 3:23 local time. Welcome to this time of year here. He may have lost that ball, Joe.
I think that's exactly what happened. He kind of stopped running, made it close at the end. It actually would have been a spectacular grab, but I agree with you. He lost sight of that football.
Both teams have personnel problems getting guys on and off the field. Play clock is at 6. Everybody seems to be set now. At 3, at 2, at 1. Tiffin wanted a timeout, didn't get it. Thomas is in there. It works out just the same for Tiffin. They get a first down, and now the clock will stop with 1:13 left to go. You can just feel the anxiety ratchet up on both sidelines as we are hitting the pay window portion of this game.
I'm seeing a hurried offense and a poised defense. We'll see who wins out in the end.
Screen. Catch made Nelson. Nelson runs through one tackle. Importantly, gets out of bounds. Stops the clock with 54.5 seconds left to go. Tackle made by Garrett Lynn for Truman.
Tackle made out of bounds by Garrett Lynn.
So again, both teams have all 3 timeouts if they need them. This does not feel like it's a meaningless exhibition, as some folks think bowl games tend to be.
No. These guys got a do-over, and they're making the best of it, and it is pure fun.
And Truman won the first one 18-17 in overtime. And they played back in September. 2nd and 3. Zabi looking for the deep ball. There's a safety waiting, and he caught it. He ripped it away. Touchdown. Stoltz takes it away. The safety and Hudson read the play. Stoltz ripped it right away. There is a player down behind the play. So we have a little bit of a pause here. Now the conversation is going to be, if you're Tiffin, you going for 2 in the win here?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Yes.
Let's look at Stoltz.
He went up. That guy, the defender, had both hands on that ball.
Yes, he did. Great job again by our end zone camera shot. Stoltz had 7 catches all year. He has 6 for 109 and 2 touchdowns today.
And that was the play of his life. Go up and get it.
28-27. And there's still an injured player down behind the play for Tiffin. All the way back at the 40-yard line. Stoltz, a sophomore from Hilliard, Ohio. The injured player down for Truman, I believe it's Thomas Spaulding, who is being helped to the sidelines as we speak.
So what about you? I am not personally interested in overtime in a bowl game.
Right.
Let's win it. A la Brian Kelly when he pulled that against whomever. Was that Bama?
Are we kicking here or?
GMACs during the regular season. Yep. And the specialist, I don't see him on the field. I see the kickers off to the side. Tiffin, it's their offense, absolutely. They're going for 2. And again, they do have all 3 timeouts, and if they don't get this, they can go for the onside kick as well. They're going to dial up a 2-point play here. Low, the motion man, and timeout. Timeout, Tiffin. Let's take this 30-second timeout. Back for the deciding 2-point play when we come back on the ISC Sports Network. So here is the play that was just stopped, and Hobart Greco thought he had it. I had it. I got the ball game in my hands. I had it. Cannot thank our camera crew enough for the tremendous job they have done in today's game. Thanks to the guys in the truck, Jordan Shue, Dennis Glover, and the rest of our ISC Sports Network crew.
So who told you this was a meaningless football game?
No one did.
Did you see the expression on that man's face? He thought he won the game for him. I love it.
What are you calling here, Coach? As your days as a play caller, what are you calling here?
I am going to go with a quarterback run of some sort. Spread them out, see how they adjust. I don't know. I don't have quite the confidence in the pass game as I would in the run game. We got a fullback type in there as the lead blocker.
Hiddix, the tailback. Zabi looks to throw, slings it, it's tipped. Truman tipped it away. Tiffin thought it was pass interference. Here comes an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
That's going to be on the
Tiffin sideline, yep. The defender in coverage was Brock Jones. Low was the target. But now if you're Tiffin, again, you have 2 timeouts remaining. You took one there before the timeout, which kind of forces your hand in terms of making it even more imperative that you have to recover a potential onside kick.
I don't see interference there. I think they want interference. To me, it was pretty good timing on the break. Good call, good execution. Difficult play to hit in a game like this, but I did not see interference. That was a good call.
So now again, you've got to break out your best onside kick recovery play, and obviously just much more difficult for safety reasons to recover onside kicks than it has been in years gone by.
You practice it every Thursday since August, and now you get a chance to use it.
Truman going for a 3rd consecutive 9-win season. Again, that's not counting the COVID-shortened campaign of 2020. In that COVID spring, Tiffin went 6-0 and won the GMAC. Of course, there was no postseason that year. For Truman, they basically, the GLVC guys played a month. He played 3 games, Truman played 4. Truman lost to UIndy in that COVID spring of April of 21. This ball, because of the penalty, for the 20-yard line. And because of Tiffin taking that timeout, I should say, basically it's 3 knees and go home if you're Truman.
Yeah, everything is right here.
The seal for the onside kick.
At the bounce.
Has the high bounce.
That
Loose
ball's free.
football.
That ball's out.
But Truman has it. It popped free for a moment, but Truman's got it. The Bulldogs recovered. For the Bulldogs, it was Peyton Carr that has the football in his hands. Truman's got it 45-yard line. Tiffin can stop it twice.
Great.
Take another look.
They had their chances. That ball came free.
How about Carr sliding in to make that play?
Yeah, he's a goalie.
Ryan Olivas was the first player to have it. Now, the clock never moved on that play. So they have reset the clock to 44 seconds. That's the reason for the momentary delay. And again, Tiffin can stop it twice. But they will not be able to stop it a third time, which is why victory formation has kicked in. Here for Truman. Stay tuned, we'll have the presentation of the championship trophy. The leg lamp trophy goes to the GLVC office. Barring something of the miraculous, we'll also have an offensive player and defensive player of the game that we'll recognize as well before our broadcast comes to an end. Nolan Hare, come back next year to be a fourth-year starter for these Truman Bulldogs. Let's see if Tiffin will call their timeouts or simply say, enough is enough.
Got it.
And Tiffin will go ahead and take a timeout with 35 seconds left to go.
Timeout. Tiffin.
And this may be as much as kind of procedural as much as anything else. Let's go ahead and take our final 30-second break. Back after this to the America's Crossroads Bowl on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey, I think I found the perfect place to vacay.
Oh, nice. Where are we going?
South Shore of Lake Michigan. They have wineries and a cidery. And breweries, because you know the boys will want that.
Oh, definitely.
There's the Indiana Dunes National Park with beaches and trails, plus casinos like the new Hard Rock, so we can find some live music too.
Perfect. We can take a few days off, then have the weekend to recover. # use your days.
Haha, true. And it's so close, we'll save on gas too. Look it up. It's alongthesouthshore.com.
I'm ready.
Cannot thank our wonderful hosts from Hobart High School enough. Mike Black, who is the Director of Athletics here at Hobart High School. Thanks to Greg, who was so great about helping us out from an IT standpoint. We had some gremlins to fight before the game kicked off. Greg Osika, the football coach. Of course, Greg, a former NFL player. Greg played at Indiana University. Thank him for his gracious welcome to us today here as well. Tiffin can stop it one more time. If they don't take a timeout, this game basically just ended. Just kind of glancing towards that sideline. And I think that is going to be it. I don't think they're going to stop it again.
I think they're ready to shake hands.
Well, Truman, for a third consecutive year, third consecutive playing in the bowl game, will win the America's Crossroads Bowl. And remarkably, these teams played twice this year, and Truman won both games by 1 point.
Perfectly matched and great effort on both sides, but they made the defensive play when they had to, and that's all it came down to.
So the final score today, Truman 28 and Tiffin 27. We'll go through some of the final stats of this game here in a couple of moments, but Coach Overall, your thoughts on what is a great way to finish this small college football season. So for Tiffin, Drew Zabi, 19 of 29 passing, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And shared by Tiffin players, knowing this is the end of several collegiate careers. Truman again will get that 9th win to finish 9-2. Top 25 in the country. They'll finish their season with a win for a third time in the last 4 years.
Tom Dager will participate in this afternoon's award.
Tom Dager, Jim Domavich, Megan Gooden, all at the center of the field for our award presentations as the young men from Truman take a knee after a hard-fought victory today. Tiffin awaiting the beginning of the post-game ceremonies as well. Coach, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, what I saw is a very, very poised, well-coached Truman team that just held their composure. This was not the kind of game that it goes according to script, unconventional plays right and left, but they held in, maintained all their composure, possible and poised, and just made the play at the end. Great football game, tremendous emotion on either side, but it came down to the team most poised in the end that made the play.
Shamar Griffith is going to be the offensive player of the game. A young man that transferred from Missouri Western. Had a 51-yard touchdown run in today's game. 18 carries for 92 yards in total.
And the 2022 America's Crossroads Bowl Defensive Player of the Game Award.
The defensive player of the game.
Jesse Connell.
We'll go to Jesse Connell from Tiffin. We rattled off the stats of Sir Zion Dance and Patrick Tuame. But Connell had 6 tackles, had 1 sack, and forced the fumble
And now, please join us in
on a sack as well.
the champions of the
And now the championship trophy.
America's Crossroads
Well,
Bowl game.
there's 2 other trophies that look just like that in Kirksville, Missouri, as Truman State wins the Crossroads Bowl for a 3rd consecutive playing of this game. And the leg lamp trophy being held by
We would like to thank
Jim
all
Domovich
teams for
of the
participating today in such an
GLVC for a
exciting
3rd year
and
as well.
amazing game.
Joe, an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us.
So much fun. I enjoyed every second of it. I love the concept, and I love the poise, the way the Truman staff handled this football game.
Truman State, your winner, 28-27. They defeat Tiffin today. Thank you so much for joining us for the America's Crossroads Bowl on the ISC Sports Network. We hope to join you again 364 days from now, right here at the Brickyard Stadium. Goodbye for now from the region. Truman wins this thriller by a point. You've been watching the 2022 America's Crossroads Bowl right here on the ISC Sports Network.